Hey everybody, good Thursday evening to you. Hope you had a good day today. We had a good weather day today. We had some sunshine as expected, and as expected, temperatures made their way into the mid-40s this afternoon. Today is the 14th day of January. We're just about at halftime here of meteorological winter, and so I wanted to kind of dive into where things stand, how the forecast is doing as far as the winter goes. Here in mid-January, this is the time of the year in which our averages bottom out. Average highs around 32, average lows around 19. Now those are based on the 1981 to 2010 averages. Of course, the new 30-year averages will be rolled out in the next few months, and you can expect those average highs and lows, of course, to get a little bit of a bump, considering how warm it has been on average over the last several years. But nonetheless, based on the previous averages, we're bottoming out with an average of 32 at this time of the year on the high side. As far as the winter goes, from December 1st through now, average temperature at the Youngstown Ward Airport, 33.5. The average through today's date, again, 30-year average, 28.9. So that puts us at about 4.5 degrees above average. Pretty significant number, although this winter has not been as warm so far as last winter. Last winter through today's date, the average temperature was about 8 degrees above par. 36.6 is where we stood on January 14th of last year. Here was our winter forecast temperature map, the most likely outcome. I put out a few of these maps showing what the most likely outcome would be, what the coldest possible winter would look like, and what the warmest possible winter would look like. So this was the map that was kind of what we thought was most likely to happen, with widespread warmth across the U.S. And so far, locally, this forecast is doing pretty well, of course. The forecast, a little too warm down in the deep south. Actually, temperatures have been much closer to average in places such as, say, Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, than here locally. The map also not warm enough out across the northern Rockies, northern plains. It's been a very balmy winter so far in the Twin Cities and Fargo and Billings and places like that. But around here, this is what we care most about, of course. The forecast thus far, I would give it a A-, B+. We suggested that it would be a warmer than average winter. We suggested that it would be snowier than last year, even though the total snowfall for the winter may end up near average, probably not far above average. But we did say that it would likely be snowier than last winter, and through today's date, we have not added much lately, of course. It's been a relatively snow-free January. Most of this came in November and December, but we're sitting at 32.9 at the airport for the winter. Last year, through today's date, we had 20.1. All right, balmy stuff out there today. 45 this afternoon. It's a nice afternoon before the high clouds really thicken up. It was very pleasant outside. 46 in Akron, 45 in Pittsburgh this afternoon. Pretty good chance that these are the warmest temperatures we will see until February. Maybe we see a one-day spike into the 40s towards the end of next week. But on average, the second half of January, as we've been talking about, is looking quite a bit colder than the first half of the month. Colder air is on the move this evening. 24-hour temperature change numbers, pretty impressive along the front range of the Rockies from Billings to Denver. That colder air mass is heading our way as we head into the weekend. Here's a look at our next weather maker. It's low pressure spinning across eastern Iowa this evening. Cold front off to the south. Warm front out here like this. And what we will see first things first is clouds thickening up tonight, and then eventually we will see some chilly rain showers as we go into the day tomorrow. Now, it's going to be dry first thing in the morning on Friday, but as we get into the afternoon, some chilly rain showers, some wet snowflakes will try to mix in. This may end towards the early evening as a period of just some wet, goopy snow. Roads will be wet, so we're not expecting big impacts. As we get into the weekend, probably uneventful to start the day Saturday, but as we get into the midday and afternoon, snow showers are likely to become a little more numerous. Again, not expecting big impacts out of this, but during the daylight hours, things will be just fine. Visibility might be briefly reduced at times. A little bit more concerned about Saturday night. We'll probably get a little lake enhancement finally by Saturday night and in the wee hours of Sunday morning with enough snow shower activity that we might see some small accumulations out of this. An inch or so or less. Nothing all that huge, but maybe enough to make things a little bit slick as temperatures drop into the 20s overnight Saturday night. Now, as we head into the day Sunday, the lake enhancement probably starts to wind down, and while you don't see much going on here at 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, Several hours later, as we get into the late afternoon, especially into the evening and overnight, another disturbance will rotate down and produce an uptick in snow shower activity. So there's our first upper level low, and by Saturday evening, it's getting set to exit off to the east. Here's a look at the next disturbance coming down in the flow, and this will tend to strengthen some as we go through Saturday night into Sunday morning, and it will probably be enough to, again, touch off more numerous snow showers during the second half of the day, Sunday, and especially into Sunday night. All told, for the weekend, snowfall totals probably 2 inches or less for everything, the whole kit and caboodle. If you see a couple of inches in total, again, it's not all going to come at once. Most of this will be in a couple of batches, late Saturday night, and again late Sunday into Sunday night. We have pretty good computer model agreement this evening, something we always like to see. So again, kind of summarizing things on this graphic, a lot of this I've already covered, but if there's going to be some issues on the roads this weekend, it would be during the nighttime hours, especially Saturday night and again Sunday night. Boy, it's going to be a blustery day Sunday. Nothing unusual for mid-January, but we haven't had too many days like that of late. Wind chills upper teens into the 20s on Sunday. Good afternoon to stay inside and watch the Browns take on the Chiefs. 3:05 kickoff. All right, as advertised, second half of January is going to be colder than the first half of the month. Do I see harsh cold? Do I see an Arctic attack? Do I see the polar vortex, a lobe of it coming so far to the south that it's going to be crazy cold like we had in the winters of 2013 and 2014? No, don't see that. What I do see, though, is several days of near to somewhat cooler than average temperatures during the second half of the month as the warmth compared to average gets squashed off to the south. All right, that'll do it for me tonight. Thanks as always for watching the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video, and we'll have an update on the weekend forecast and everything else you need to know on Friday's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks.